Welcome to the Dr. Wyatt Marriage Podcast, where developing a long-lasting, happy relationship is the status symbol to achieve, and following my tools is one path to help get you there. I'm your host, Dr. Wyatt Fisher, a licensed psychologist specializing in couples therapy. If you have resentments in your marriage, those are going to break down every other area of your marriage. You can't be friends with someone you resent. You can't have intimacy with someone you resent. So if you have resentments, I highly recommend going through my ER Marriage Intensive. It's my most comprehensive resource I provide to help couples break down their walls and rekindle their love in 30 days. To learn more about ER, click the link in the show notes or go to my website, drwyattfisher.com, and click on ER Marriage Intensive. Someone called in to the podcast and left a voicemail. I'm going to play it for you, and then I'm going to respond back.
Just finding out about how my wife has interacted with different guys over the years. Just found out recently that she had gone to coffee shops and met up with guys, friends from college, and told them.
Okay, if you weren't able to hear what he said, he's now discovering that his wife has been meeting casually with other men, and he's not quite sure how to respond. The thing that's most concerning for me in this story is not just that she's meeting with other guys, but that she didn't tell him about it. When something is done in secret, that makes them more suspicious. Why was she meeting old college male friends at coffee shops and not telling her husband about it? At the minimum, her husband should have known about this. They should have talked about this. So the fact that she was doing these things in secret, that makes it very suspicious that she may have had some impure motives with these men that she was meeting with. Now, people land in different places when it comes to meeting with the opposite gender. Is it okay to meet with old friends? Is it okay to stay in touch with previous lovers? My recommendation is to not stay in touch with previous lovers. Obviously, if you have children together, that makes it more complicated. But if you have no children together, I recommend severing those contacts. Because if you stay in touch with previous lovers, previous boyfriends, previous girlfriends, all it takes is for you or them to go through a rough patch in your relationship, and then you're reaching out to each other. You're trying to gain that support, and before long, you're starting to rekindle those feelings you had for each other. When it comes to meeting with the opposite gender, I also discourage that, especially when you're meeting with the opposite gender on a regular basis. Because when you're meeting someone of the opposite gender on a regular basis, it's just more likely that feelings are going to develop for one partner or another. So I would have a serious talk with your wife and really try to understand, why was she having these meetings? And second, why were you not told about it? There may be some things that she's hiding from you. Hopefully it hasn't turned into an emotional affair or a physical affair, but you definitely need to get to the bottom of this because it is very problematic what she's doing. So today I'm going to cover 5 steps to build emotional safety in your relationship. Do you want to feel emotionally safe? Of course. We all want to feel that. But how do you get there? So today I'm going to walk through 5 practical ways to build and nurture more emotional safety in your relationship. The first one is learn to be sensitive to your partner's needs. Do you even know what your partner's needs are? Some top needs include quality time, affection, emotional intimacy, sex, words of encouragement. The list goes on and on. Do you know your partner's top needs? And secondly, do you meet those needs sensitively and consistently? If you meet your partner's needs sensitively and consistently, that's going to develop emotional safety in your relationship. It's very similar to a baby and their primary caregiver, or a toddler or a child and their primary caregiver. The more that caregiver is tuned in to the child's signals and needs and meets those needs sensitively and consistently, the more that child and that caregiver develop a secure attachment, emotional safety. And the same thing is true in our marriage. The more you meet your partner's needs and you're sensitive to their needs, you're aware of them and you tend to those needs, even if they're not your own needs, that develops trust and emotional safety in your relationship. Number 2, you don't judge or fix when your partner is venting about stress in their life. This has been a growth area for me because I am a fixer by nature, and when my wife vents about her day, all I want to do is tell her what to do. I just want to give her solutions because it's on the tip of my tongue, and I think, oh, if only she would do this, or if only she would say that, this thing that's stressing her would not be stressing her anymore. But I'm missing the point. When she is venting to me about her day, she's coming at me from her heart. And if I respond with solutions, I'm coming at it from my head. And so it's a mismatch. So when she is venting to me, it's imperative that I respond back with empathy. Because when I respond with empathy, that's going to help display to her, I'm here for you. I'm not judging you. I'm not going to try to fix you. I'm just here to support you. And the more she feels that, the more emotionally safe she's going to feel. Therefore, she's going to open up more. She's going to share more vulnerable information. She's going to feel safer with me in the relationship because I am responding with empathy instead of solutions and judgment. How guilty are you of that? When your partner vents to you about the stress from their day, their highs, their lows, how do you respond? If you respond with judgment or if you respond with solutions, your partner's going to pull away from you. So you have to learn to avoid those two traps, judgment and solutions, and instead you just provide empathy. I can see how X would make you feel Y. Or no wonder you're feeling blank. Or it makes sense that X is making you feel Y. Or wow, that sucks. Any kind of empathy statement like that is going to create a culture of safety in your relationship. Number 3, you learn to control your anger. If you're a hothead, it's not going to feel emotionally safe to be in a relationship with you. So when you get upset, if you start calling names, if you start cursing, if you start threatening divorce because you cannot control yourself, you are not safe. And that's going to make your partner pull away from you because you're volatile, you're a hothead, you're short-fused. So if that's you, you probably need to get some extra training on emotional regulation. You can go through DBT training, you can go through anger management classes, but you've got to learn how to self-soothe. You've got to learn how to slow things down, notice yourself when you're getting pre-flooded, call flooded, take a break to get out of fight, flight, or freeze by lowering your heart rate. You have to learn that because if you're a rageaholic, it's going to damage, if not destroy, your relationship because it creates emotional unsafety. So if you want to become emotionally safe, you have to learn to control your anger. You're still going to get angry. Anger is not the problem. It's how you handle your anger. That's going to make you safe or unsafe. Number 4, you're a team player. How much do you chip in across the board? How much do you chip in around the house with chores? How much do you chip in and really get involved with the kids? How much do you chip in and help manage the finances? How much do you chip in and help participate in the meal planning and the cooking? How much do you chip in and participate in earning income for the family? The more you're an equal partner, the more you chip in, the more you participate, that creates a sense of emotional safety because it can feel on the other side of you that it's not just me. Everything's not just up to me. It's not all on my shoulders because you are participating on every major front. You're there. You're helping. You're chipping in. So now instead of me feeling like I'm alone, even though I'm married, I feel like we're a team. There's a sense of we-ness that has been developed because you're right there. You're in the thick of it. You're in the weeds with me. You're not leaving me to manage all the mental load. You get involved and you participate and you chip in. You're an equal partner instead of another child I have to manage. That's essential to develop emotional intimacy is you become a participant and equal partner on all major domains of your life because that's the purpose of marriage. The purpose of marriage is let's lighten each other's load. Let's help one another out. Let's become a team. Let's become partners. Do you need to become a better partner to develop a better partnership? That's one way to do it. Get more involved, get engaged, be a participant. Number 5, avoid secrecy. If you want to break emotional safety the fastest, have secrets. Secrets are awful. Because when you find out something about your partner that they haven't been telling you, similar to this phone call that came in, you discover something they've been holding from you, something they're lying to you about, something they've been covering up about. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a purchase. It could be them contacting another person. It could be a secret hobby they've been playing. It could be a substance issue that they've been hiding from you. Anytime you hide something from your partner, it's going to breach trust quickly. And when you breach trust because you've been dishonest, it's very difficult to build it back. You can build it back, but it takes time. And once you've been lied to in your relationship, you always wonder, are they lying again? What else are they lying about? What else can I not trust them on? It creates this shadow of a doubt, almost a paranoia, that you can't believe anything anymore because you don't know what's real and what's not real. And that is the essence of emotional unsafety. So if you want to cultivate emotional safety, you have to become a trustworthy, integrity-oriented type of partner where you have no secrets. You have nothing in the corners, in the shadows that your partner doesn't know about. Because ask yourself this question: do I have any behaviors that I'm keeping secret from my spouse? If you do, you are risking breaking emotional safety in your relationship. You have to either stop that behavior or open up and share that behavior with your partner. Because if they stumble upon that secret that you have, that's what's going to breach trust the worst. So if you volunteer this area of secrecy, that's going to hurt, but it's way worse if they stumble upon and discover your area of secrecy. So become transparent, become more open, avoid any behaviors that you wouldn't be doing if your partner was not right there with you. And if you have any pockets of secrecy, either stop that behavior or open up and share it with your spouse. So that's 5 steps to build emotional safety in your relationship. Number 1, become sensitive to your partner's needs. Number 2, don't judge or fix your partner when they're venting about their stress from the day. Number 3, control your anger. Number 4, become a team player, an equal participant. And number 5, avoid all pockets of secrecy. If you want to learn all my tools, I highly recommend joining my Tools Marriage course. It's virtual, so you can join wherever you live. It's Tuesday nights at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And each week, we go through a new tool. And I talk about it, I teach about it, we role play it so that you can slowly start rebuilding your relationship with a new set of tools. To learn more, click the link in the show notes or go to my website, drwyattfisher.com, and click on Tools. Remember, all you can control in your relationship is yourself. So focus on your growth areas, how you can improve, and that will maximize the chances of your relationship getting better. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to click the 5 stars and leave a review and share it with a friend. If you have a question you want me to answer on the podcast, leave a voicemail at 303-578-0618. Take care.